What up, brothers? Welcome back to my channel. As you've guessed it, I'm off work today. In fact, I've got 2 full weeks off, so it's going to give me a chance to box up these figures, or the ones I want to box up, sell the ones that I want to sell, and also do a little bit of tinkering about with the ones that I want to keep or would like to keep. Now, if you saw earlier today, I checked the wrists on the Deadpool figure, found out they're okay, or as good as I left them. The glue I put around the end of the sleeve has not deteriorated the suit, so I'm happy about that. But I'm going to come back and do another little bit of tinkering with Deadpool, something that's always bothered me a little bit, particularly when his head is up in this position. He's a little bit giraffe neck, and also his head naturally sits slightly tilted back. So I always go for something like that, but because there's so much neck, it sort of pushes the suit all down around here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop the head. I'm going to make a sort of a diagonal cut around the neck, glue this section back on the bottom, just so the head sits a little bit lower on his shoulders. And if I pop the head off, I'll show you what I mean. So here is the head, obviously on the adapter that then fits to the ball joint at the lower neck, or just inside his shoulders, whatever you want to say. So looking at this, as you can see, he is quite long necked. Obviously the collar sort of covers a lot of that, but I still think they could have took off a millimetre, maybe 2. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this section off like so, and then I'm going to try and cut the neck. So if you're looking at it in profile like that, I don't just want to take a millimetre off around the bottom, because all it's going to do is lower the head down. What I'm actually going to do is take more off at the front than the back, so the head will then join back onto that adapter more like that, so it would naturally be chin down. And like I said, because it is maybe 2 millimetres at the front, 1 millimetre at the back, something like that, his head will sit lower between the shoulders and also be in a more natural position, or more position that I prefer to pose him in. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use some really sharp, kind of like surgical scissors, which I've used before, shown in my video. It's these. It's like 2 little razors rubbing together, them bad boys. They're actually fucking baby toenail scissors, I think, something like that. You know, for like when babies were young. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to trim it, keep it nice and precise, and then I'm going to glue the adapter back on. Also, as well, just show you, inside the head, it does have that sort of rubber ring that keeps that from falling out. I might just use that, but I might use some glue. Right, so to kind of show what I did, like I said, pop that off. That was glued on the inside, and that's what grasps sort of around there. There are cutaway on the inside of the head. As you can see, still there a little bit at the back, but not at the front. Now where the head sat more like that before, it now sits sort of more chin down, simply because if you look at this section here that I removed, you can see it's a lot thicker at the front than at the back. So I've gone around, tried to tidy it up a little bit, make sure there's no burrs, because now I'm not even going to bother with that. I'm going to sit that onto there, glue it in, and then reposition it back on the figure. So now, as you see, that's the head fully upright, which is not very natural how people stand, but it just shows you that the collar goes right into, sort of over his Adam's apple, right into the groove of his neck, sort of where his chin protrudes from. But obviously, if you can display it looking more natural, we could probably more like that. So I just think it makes the overall proportions of the figure look better. If you look at Wolverine, where his neck sits, where Deadpool sits, I just think it's an improvement on the slight giraffe neck that he has. Obviously, this sort of modification is not for everybody. You do like to keep your figures minty fresh, but because I don't really struggle ever to sell figures, I do what I want to do with them. Because like I said, I'd sooner have them how I want them than like worry about never being able to sell them. So, like I said, easy done. I would recommend, if you do it, take it off in little bits at a time. Don't go fucking mental and cut it right down to its chin, because it's going to look ridiculous. Then you fucked your figure up. Just take it steady if you do want to do it. Like I said, it's down to you, brothers. For now, I'm out of here.